But I was shirtless every week. And so I had to cover my tattoos
Let me
up.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
I did not touch a single person on that show with a 10-foot pole. May I just repeat that one more time? I did not a single person on Riverdale. I never touched them. That's what happened. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Wait, did people think you f***ed the girls or people on set?
Y'all, KJ Apa just exposed something about Riverdale that has everybody side-eyeing the cast right now. Like, not even the wild storylines about Archie fighting bears or Cheryl talking to dead bodies could top what KJ just said in real life. Because apparently, behind the scenes, it wasn't just drama on the script. It was drama in the dressing rooms, too. KJ literally admitted that people on the Riverdale set were hooking up left and right. And guys, the way he described it, messy doesn't even begin to cover it. And what makes it even crazier is that when the show started, KJ was only 19. He literally admitted he was still a virgin back then, calling himself a proud Christian boy. But once he landed in Vancouver to play Archie, you guys, he found himself in the middle of a cast that was basically treating hookups like part of the job. Now, we all saw the chemistry between the cast on screen, but nobody expected KJ to come out years later and say, oh yeah, things definitely went down off screen too. And if you thought the Riverdale plot lines were confusing, wait until you hear how messy these behind the scenes relationships actually got. So basically, before Riverdale, KJ Apa was just this kid from New Zealand who grew up super sheltered. But then out of nowhere, he gets thrown into this Hollywood machine surrounded by other young actors who are all in their late teens and early 20s, and suddenly the whole atmosphere changed. Like, imagine going from choir practice to filming steamy shower scenes with Camila Mendes. The culture shock is insane. And KJ didn't even sugarcoat it. He basically said the environment on set was nothing like the life he knew back in Auckland. In his own words, you have to have X with them and stuff, and then things started happening. Now, tell me that doesn't sound like pure chaos. But what makes this even juicier is that Madelaine Klein, who knows a thing or two about messy co-star relationships from her time on Outer Banks, literally laughed out loud when he said it. Like, even she was shocked that KJ was willing to just say it out loud with no filter. Now, here's the thing. He didn't name drop anyone. He didn't say who hooked up with who, but the way he painted the picture, it sounded like everybody was fair game. So at this point, it wasn't just, oh, Riverdale drama. KJ pretty much confirmed that things got messy because blurred boundaries and on-set hookups were literally happening behind closed doors. Now, everyone remembers when Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart were together. They weren't just allegedly seen together, they were full-on dating for almost 3 years, right at the middle of the show's peak. And let's not forget Camila Mendes and Charles Melton. Their relationship was more on and off, but every time they posted together, it had people screaming, Veronica and Reggie are real. And then the second they went quiet, the breakup rumors would flood social media again.
So I write letters to Cammy. And there's just something about opening the letter and reading it, dating the time, and there's just something very just simple, requires a little bit more work. I think anyone can just order flowers for somebody.
Right. He does. He's a hopeless romantic for sure.
Not gonna lie, when you put all of this together, KJ's confession almost feels like a confirmation. Like, yeah, this wasn't just in fans' heads. The cast really was mixing business with pleasure, and it showed. Now, these were just the couples we saw in public, but according to KJ, there was way more stuff happening off screen that never made it to Instagram. And what makes this whole thing believable is that Riverdale, as some of y'all saw, the lines between on-screen and off-screen got blurry real fast. And one of the biggest, KJ Apa and Camila Mendes. And guys, this started way back in season 1 after that infamous shower scene. The chemistry was so strong that fans swore it could not just be acting. You could not tell me that nobody side-eyed their red carpet photos or behind the scenes clips, because the way people were shipping Archie and Veronica off screen was insane.
Person most likely to get stuck on a desert island and why? KJ. KJ said you.
Why?
I think there was something
they give
about...
reasonings?
He did, yes. He said something about driving.
Do you believe me?
But here's the twist. KJ never went public with any of his co-stars. He kept it quiet, which honestly only fueled the speculation more. And y'all, this wasn't just about Camilla. Anytime KJ was paired in a scene, whether it was flirty banter with Madelaine or those steamy makeouts with Lily, people online were quick to wonder if there was something happening behind the camera too. Basically, the rumors turned out to be part of the Riverdale fandom itself. And even though KJ never confirmed a single one, his new interview has fans pulling up old clips like receipts, trying to connect the dots all over again. But then Madelaine jumped in and was like, absolutely not. On the Call Her Daddy podcast, she made sure that everyone knew she wasn't part of whatever hookup culture KJ was describing.
I did not touch a single person on that show with a 10-foot pole. May I just repeat that one more time? I did not a single person on Riverdale. I never touched them. That's what happened. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Wait, did people think you the girls or people on set?
It was just like this article that came out that was like, we all each other all the time. And I was like, hey, no, I did not any of you. I don't claim that at all.
You weren't into anyone on set?
No. I don't mix business and pleasure like that. I've never hooked up with a co-star.
She explained how she saw that article floating around claiming the cast all hooked up with each other all the time, and she literally laughed it off. She was like, nope, don't drag me into that narrative because Cheryl Blossom was too busy hitting her marks and cashing checks. Not gonna lie, her energy almost came off as defensive, like she was drawing a line in the sand. And the kicker, she revealed that way back during the pilot, Cole Sprouse actually sat her down and gave her a warning. Do not ever hook up with your co-stars. And she swears she stuck to that advice. Which is ironic because we all know Cole didn't exactly follow his own rule. While he was warning Madelaine to keep it professional, he was already stepping into the role of one of the most talked about co-star romances in recent TV history.
Cole sat me down during the pilot and was like, if I can give you one piece of advice, Mads. Do you have a cigarette? Can I borrow? He was like, thanks guys. You can keep that in. He was like, don't hook up with any of your co-stars, okay? And so I was like, okay, got it, I won't.
As he is. He's like,
hey, right.
Cole.
Right. But you know what? Honestly, best advice I've ever been given was from Cole Sprouse.
Right. He's like, I'm going to give you advice that I'm not going to take myself.
For sure.
But
100%. But no, I never have.
That's smart.
I never will.
I think that's really smart.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, back to the girls.
Oh yeah, back to the girls.
His relationship with Lily Reinhart became a whole subplot of the Riverdale fandom. And guys, that's where the irony starts because Madelaine followed the advice, distanced herself from the rumors, and made sure her name stayed clean. But Cole, he set himself up for years of fan speculation, messy breakups, and awkward interviews. You couldn't tell me the fandom didn't pick up on how different his energy was once that relationship ended, especially when he had to keep playing Jughead across from Lily's Betty like nothing ever happened. KJ literally spelled it out. First it's fun, then it's awkward, and next thing you know, you're trying to shoot a love scene with someone you can't even stand to be around. That's not the tension you hide, it's the tension that eats the whole set alive. And honestly, I believe it. You can watch the earlier seasons and everything comes off light, playful, almost too polished. But later on, something changes. The chemistry looks off, the smiles don't hit the same, and suddenly every interview moment feels like someone is holding back what they really want to say.
I got to watch my mother have a ninja battle last season. Had no idea how to play it.
And I don't blame Madelaine one bit for distancing herself from all of that. Keeping her hands clean means that she didn't have to drag her personal life through the mud every time a new headline dropped. Meanwhile, everyone else who crossed that line ended up juggling breakups, depression, and a CW filming schedule that already pushed people past their limits. Riverdale's scripts were ridiculous enough on their own, cult storylines, time jumps, Archie fist-fighting literal criminals, but adding real relationship drama on top of it, that is chaos squared. And if that wasn't enough, the mess didn't stop once the cameras turned off. KJ admitted that by the time Riverdale wrapped, he was carrying more than just the weight of Archie's storylines. He was carrying years of personal chaos too. He even said he felt resentful towards the show, which is wild considering it was the project that blew him up in the first place. Once it ended, he didn't just walk away free. He went through this weird period where he didn't even recognize himself anymore. Think about it, 6 years of your life tied to one role, tied to the same group of people, with your private life constantly under a microscope. And then suddenly, it's over. It's not surprising he admitted he had to re-remember who he even was. On top of that, his personal life was unraveling at the time. He had just become a dad, his relationship with Clara Berry was ending, and he was trying to figure out how to be himself outside of the Archie bubble. It's like all of those years of playing the golden boy on screen froze his real growth in place. And once the spotlight moved, he had no choice but to face it. So here's where we're left. KJ painting a picture of a set where everybody was mixing business and pleasure. Madelaine coming in hot like, nope, not me, do not even try it. Two completely different stories about the same experience. Either way, what's clear is that the drama did not stop at what we saw on the CW. It bled into the cast's personal lives, their interviews, even creating their careers after the show. And the fact that we're still piecing it together years later, that says everything. Because at the end of the day, Riverdale may be over, but the secrets KJ just dragged back into the spotlight, those are not going anywhere.